And we're live.
Okay. Well, hello. Thank you for dropping in. So nice to see you again on Thursday. It is Thursday, right? And, okay, well, welcome. Welcome, the infinite language. to roll. Okay, thanks for the meltdown. And anyway, well, welcome to Thursday. Caroline just walked in the door. She took a day off. She hasn't had a day off in a long, long time, so it was a well-deserved holiday up in Westport, Connecticut with a friend. And what can I say? Lulu was pining most of today when she realized that Mommy wasn't around. But anyway, I tried to console her, and she finally ate her very expensive food here. So I can't tell you what we feed her, but it's like finer than the stuff that I normally eat. I'm just kidding. Well, anyway, so Caroline's back. Everything is right with the world in our little household for the time being. And anyway, it was a beautiful day because we got a review in from Uncut magazine that was very favorable towards our new project. This is me and my DJ friend, producer David Sisko, Le Bis Concrète. We just released our debut album, Gargoyle, last Wednesday. And the Spotify numbers are just, the streams are starting to go up, which is great. For what is essentially, beautiful instrumental music. We have a vocal, David supplied actually some background vocals and the lead vocal under the name Lil Woozy. Under our first single under the guise Lil Woozy, that's David. Realize it. And we have some lovely clips to accompany this, which I've posted over the summer. And maybe some more on the way, who knows. But I urge anybody out there who wants to feel creative and test out their skills with the iMovie facility, because most of these clips were made on people's phones, but some are really good. They're all really good. Dave Pearson, come on down, take a bow, and he's really been, very helpful in this. And people are, today someone wrote in and said, "Are you going to do a clip for my favorite Brooklyn Cat?" So maybe that'll be made. I don't know. I like them all these instrumental pieces on the record. And what can I say? It may not be to everyone's taste, but one thing I did want to stress, the reviewer, besides being very complimentary, flagged that I was dabbling in dance music, but I have a long history of working in that idiom, going back to the first Gods and Monsters, actually Mark II, but it was like the extended group where we had two singers in the lineup, a male and female vocalist, and a rapper and a scratcher, and the rhythm section of myself. I think it was a 7-piece, and this was the ensemble that attracted A&R attention among two friends of mine, Howard Thompson, who was at Elektra Records at that point. Howard has a great show on WPKN, who got a shout out in the New Yorker's World's Greatest Radio Station or something like that. I would say I'm very partial to them. I went up there back in the 90s with Emily Duff, my then singer, and did some on-air performance. They're out of Bridgeport, but they have an international audience. But you can't forget WFMU have been also mainstays, both of them independent stations pumping out all sorts of eclectic music from all across the spectrum internationally. Anyway, I digress. So Howard is on tomorrow on WPKN with a special guitar show, and he asked me to contribute some comments about, I think he's going to play Evening Bell, which was a Beefheart solo guitar showcase for me. On the last Beefheart album, Ice Cream for Crow, and you should tune in to listen to it anyway, because he's always really good. He has great taste in music, so check him out. The name of his show is Pure, and that's on tomorrow. But But anyway, look, I've sent packages of the stuff to a lot of people and didn't get a lot of response back. I don't know, but just to amplify my comment at the beginning, yeah, I have a history of working for a long time with dance projects. Also modern dance projects, it's a different thing, but you know, electronic dance projects. So Gods and Monsters, there we had Cameo and K-Rob, a rapper and a scratcher in the lineup, and they were fresh from the Wild Style movie, which was one of the first things to spread the word in another medium about this phenomenon coming out of New York with scratching and sampling, DJs, whatnot. And also, let us not forget, I did a whole album with great Colleen Murphy under the name Wild Rumpus. We put 3 or 4 12-inch singles out. One of them featuring Beardy Man on vocals. God, I don't know. The last time I checked, something like 500,000 hits, which you got. And to some people, is nothing. And probably, as far as streaming royalties, it is nothing. I mean, it's just so ridiculous, the rates being so low for creators. And I do hope that Congress rectifies this soon with new legislation, because basically, as David Cisco is well aware and had to reinform me, but you know, I knew this statistic too. 1 million streams on Spotify will net you at the best about 8K only, and it's, you know, other people would weigh in and say, well, they'd go out of business if they pay the penny or whatnot. Yeah, maybe, but be that as it may, it's unfairly skewed towards creators, insofar as most young people now will not choose music as a career choice, despite many attending fashionable academies and schools and getting degrees in it. But you know, it's basically still you know, the school of hard knocks. It's like a dog-eat-dog, hard scrapple. It always was. But let's say, despite the supposed level playing field of the internet, it's still basically, you know, he who has the biggest resources to invest, and that includes boosted posts, which is basically pay for plays, and you know, like to skew an algorithm to like show up. I don't know, but it's like feed the kitty, and maybe the slot machine will pay off. I could go on in this vein, but it's leading down a depressing road. But anyway, people who are in it for the love of music, that should be your main criteria for getting involved in this. And that's how I got involved in it, and I'm still here. So, yeah, also, Wild Rumpus, Future Sound of London, the great electronic duo, basically, of Gary Cobain and Brian Dugans. Now, I toured with Gary and Belushi Shrivastava and played a fantastic concert in a stadium in St. Petersburg during the White Nights. I think it was 2002, where basically Gary spun records, some of his favorite rare groove records and some Indian hip-hop fusion records that he had. He was always partial to a sitar and an Indian drum. And we actually tried to have Indian food on a night off in St. Petersburg, and I can testify. That was about the worst Indian meal or simulacrum there I've ever had. Needless to say, though, our concert, which went on about 2 or 3 in the morning, where it never really got dark, it being the White Nights, it just sort of turned a purplish color. This concert was a big hit, and I was really soaring on whatever Gary would throw up on his decks or on tape. I don't know how we did it, but we had screens behind us. It was great fun. And the fans, these Russian fans, went berserk. They loved it. There was quite a line of autograph seekers, because we had nothing to sell them at this point when we finished. They were out in the middle of the soccer stadium, a big line. Definitely enjoying the experience. And I went with them, Future Sound of London, to Australia. That's another story I'll leave unsaid for now. But we did play the Earth Core Global Carnival It was basically rave festival out in the outback in Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. Also great fun, but a little bit hair-raising, to be continued. I did a lot of recording too for Steve-O at Some Bizarre Records with a project called Gary Lucas versus the Dark Poets. And the main DJ, James Hunter, is no longer with us, sadly. Ended kind of tragically for him. We never did get to tour it, but that record was really good. Unfortunately, because of various litigation going on with Steve-O and company, it was yanked off the market after it appeared, for about 2 weeks after it appeared in the UK, with some great reviews. Never to be seen again, really, in a hard goods format. I don't know, maybe they all got scrapped. That happens sometimes, isn't it sad? But there's others too. Adrian Sherwood, for instance, some of the earliest tracks I did were kind of like reggae dance tracks with my guitar soaring on top. And, yeah, I did a track on the Essential Gary Lucas with him called Blanco, which is really good if you want to check that out. So, yeah, I mean, I love dance music. And I've been posting a lot of it. I just don't like any old thing. And, you know, like anybody. I resonate with what resonates with me and my nervous system. And hopefully between meets. Now, the latest issue of the London Review books has just arrived. And the lead article by Patricia Lockwood is What a Bear Wants. And how appropriate, because Carolyn and I both are into bears as an iconic animal. And Carolyn has a fine collection of stuffed bears in the other room all over the place. I guess it would seem childish, but yeah, we're kind of partial to bears, and she's been after me for years to buy her a bear suit. I think she'd look real cute in it, but I haven't gone route yet. Funnily enough, at the end of the video we put together recently for the most recent single for LaBee's Concrete, has an old picture of me at age 3, I think, clutching a copy of The Three Bears. At the end of it, the theme is sort of fairy tales, with beautiful fairy tale imagery. But that's how it ends, and I don't even remember that book. But I don't think it was taken really at the house I grew up in, but my folks lived for a fleeting couple of years in an apartment in Syracuse, New York, and which I think was shot, was taken, but I have to check. In any case, all sorts of exciting, fun stuff coming up, including my 40th anniversary show, and we have such a great lineup. We have Ernie Brooks on bass, guitar, Jerry Harrison on keyboards, and Jerry, we really want you to play more than one number on this thing, never counting. Jason Candler is going to be on keyboards too, but playing his sax parts. He's been working at it. I mean, this guy is such a trooper. I gotta tell you, I've never seen anybody who came back from a stroke with such fervor and commitment and positive attitude, and he's been working away. He's like just a miracle of nature, and I think, hopefully he will get full recovery of his left arm soon. But in the meantime, look, he's going to be playing music on stage with us, and I know it'll be good because he's very efficient and always correct. Richard Dworkin is on drums. Sorry Billy Ficca couldn't make it. Billy's okay. It's just, I can't really go into it here, but hopefully we'll be playing with him again, but I don't know where at this point. Anyway, it's really down to Billy on this, and that's all I'm going to say about it, but we love you, Billy. And great guest, Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth will be wailing away on guitar. We're going to have a guitar jamboree. I invited Mark Maron in to do a 4-guitar pile-up. Maybe Jerry will bring his guitar with that 4-guitar lineup jam, but I don't think he's going to be around then. But Mark, you have an open invitation to any show I do anywhere, if you happen to be in the vicinity. And Trixie Whitley is going to sing Grace, and she's such a Buckley fan, as was her dad, Chris Whitley. And she's came up here and sang and sounded just fantastic. Also, Richard Barone is going to be there singing one of our anthems that we worked on years ago, a song called Follow, which I had the pleasure of playing at Crowbar here in New York for a gay marriage rally, and it was sung by Sandra Bernhard, great comedian, at that show. That was quite a thrill. Lou Reed was there, and Carrie Brownstein from Sleater Kinney, lots of good folks on that bill. And also Felice Rosser, great bass player and big-hearted and fantastic vocalist, is going to sing with us. She has a group in town called Faith, who are awesome, reggae, blues influence. You should definitely check them out if you get a chance. And last but not least, who am I leaving out here? Oh, Emily Duff. Emily is like rocking it, man. She just got a major write-up in a few places, and she's, going to be doing a song I haven't done for years and years and years that we used to do together. She was in the lineup after Jeff and I split up, as was Richard. And anyway, so you gotta come. September 11th, Saturday night, and we'll be on from 8 to 10. And who knows what other surprises are in store. But until that time, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you Saturday, hopefully. Love you guys. Take care. Bye now.